5 hours of tardiness, guys. Uh, been hard finding free time this week. Even though I was off yesterday, I had a bunch of stuff to do. Didn't get back home until late. Had to reschedule to today. Was originally planning on starting at 7:30, and then that didn't work out because I had to eat. So I was starving. ah, Sorry, I still got like fries in my throat and stuff. Let's let people know that I'm getting started. We don't have a whole lot to talk about today. I kind of chose the main topic kind of just off the top of my head yesterday. Had I known I was gonna have to reschedule, I would have picked something different. Uh, Even though this is just gonna be a short, kind of cozy little live show. I'll be playing Jurassic World Evolution 3 later after I do some roundups, some recaps. So I'm just letting everyone know I'm here. So this is episode 25, and again, like with this kind of being a benchmark episode, I wish I had something more entertaining today. There's only two things that I've really watched this week. We'll get right into those right now. First, obviously, we gotta talk about My Hero Academia because, oh boy, was this a rough one for people to get through. This, in the manga, that panel with Deku missing his arms, that was the end of the chapter. Like we had to sit on that for a week, and I think it was I think we actually had, there's that, and then there's a chapter that was just Aizawa talking with Kuroyuri, trying to get him to work. And I think that was so I think like it took like 2 to 3 chapters to actually resolve this handicap that Deku was experiencing. Whereas they managed to do it all in one episode, and a lot. They actually managed to cram a lot into this episode. I was actually very impressed. This is the episode where like Deku finally breaks through to Shigaraki. It's a really impactful moment. Like this whole sequence, it's one of those things that like audience kind of takes their own knowledge for granted in a lot of situations. We're like, oh, why don't they just do this? Why don't they just do that? Like, well, you're acting with the benefit of hindsight when you're trying to rewrite or fix something in that regard. You've had a lot more time to think about it than the characters have. Uh, but one of the other things we kind of take for granted is how much we know about the heroes and villains. This is the first time Deku is seeing any of this stuff. We saw all of the Shigaraki's backstory, or at least most of it, all the pertinent stuff, way back in like season 5. But here, it's the first time that Deku is seeing it, and he's trying to like interact with it in order to break through to Shigaraki's soul and get him to knock it off. And it kind of works, but it also doesn't, because Shigaraki has a lot more conviction than that. The most impactful moment, I think, in this episode isn't Deku losing his arms. It's when Shigaraki says, I need to be a hero to the villains. And then it shows all the people who are down on their luck, depressed, feeling subjugated or uh, marginalized, looked down on, ignored, the outcasts of society, praying for Shigaraki to win so that he can tear the world down and build something back up. And we kind of saw that with Spinner. And the fact that Shigaraki mentioned Spinner, I think it was like an episode or two ago, where he's like, I need to show Spinner that new horizon or that new skyline. He says something along those lines when him and Deku were throwing down over by Mount Fuji. But yeah, the whole hero to the villains line really hit me. At least it did in the manga. Deku losing his arms, kind of weird, but I guess Shigaraki's decay works on the soul, I guess as well, which is a little more metaphysical than what the original premise of the show would have suggested. Uh, and then Sero, Ojiro, and Sato coming in clutch. That was great. It's great that everyone is getting their moments. I don't care for Ojiro or Sato. Ojiro is the tail guy. Sato is Sugar Man. I really freaking like Sero though. I like his costume. I like his powers. I like that the whole joke with him is that he's the most normal person in the entire show. And I really like that he's the one that stopped All for One from finishing Deku off there. Like when they pulled up in that panel in the manga, I I jumped out of my seat because I those were the last people I expected to come through with something. I was honestly expecting Overhaul to show up, similarly to the way that Gentle and Lady Nagant did earlier in the arc. I was expecting Overhaul to show up having done a off-screen face turn in order to repair Deku's arms. But no, it was way sadder than that. Poor baby Eri ripped off her horn and gave it to Eraserhead so that she could use her powers to fix Deku's arms. Uh, and that was the next most impactful moment where Eri says that she wants to sing and that she wants to do everything she can to make sure that Deku lives long enough to hear her sing. That needs to be in the finale. We got like one panel of it in the manga. That was it. They need to have a whole scene of Eri performing for the class. I think that is the best way to really wrap up her character arc and really tie it all in with the school festival arc from back in season 4. You know, arc that a lot of people sleep on, but was great and really struck at the heart of what My Hero Academia is really about. That's another reason why, I always liked Jiro, Earphone Jack Girl. I love her style. I actually had a huge crush on a girl like that in high school. So I always liked Jiro. Uh, but season 4, or at least the events that were adapted in season 4, really cemented her as one of my favorite characters in the entire series. Like, Jiro, Sero, Kaminari, then I would probably say Kendo from Class 1B. Those are the 4 most underrated characters as far as I'm concerned. Like, those are the 4 that I love every time that they show up. I love everything that they do, and I love that they're like a little underappreciated. You know, they don't get all the focus the way that Deku, Bakugo, Uraraka, Ida, Todoroki, or even someone like Mineta gets. Monoma would be the one from Class 1B that gets the most development, gets the most attention. But yeah, next episode is going to be everyone versus All for One again. Everyone's showing up as a big Avengers Endgame moment for the series, and it's probably going to be the end of this arc, and where it's going to lead into the extended epilogue, which lasted like I think the epilogue itself was like 10 chapters. So they got enough material to make 12 episodes. Yeah, I've actually been super happy with the pacing of this season overall, and it's gearing up to be just something special. The other thing I've watched this week is Has Been Hotel. I won't say much on it because next week is going to be all about Has Been Hotel. I did actually watch the finale today during lunch. Uh, I watched the penultimate episode this morning while I was getting ready for work. Uh, I won't speak much on those except I liked it and fuck that cliffhanger. But the prior two episodes that would be 5 and 6, I think are the two strongest episodes in the series. It really highlights like how intimidating and how great Vox can be as a villain without getting rid of the character flaws that we knew that he always had, that Alistair's always given him shit over, and starting to see those cracks form. Vox Die goes so hard. Uh, Vox Populi goes hard. The first half of Vox Populi, Lucifer's half, goes really hard. Uh, but just the whole cower and hide, find a rope you can swing from. That's such a hardcore line, and the people whoever animated that scene just sold the hell out of it. I was very impressed. It was the best sequence of the entire series. Uh, that's all I'm gonna say about Has Been a Hotel for now, because next week is going to be like the Has Been Hotel special over here. Next Tuesday, I'm actually going to be revisiting season 1 this week, um, taking notes and getting all my thoughts and stuff organized. So now I got all that out of the way. Let's pull up Jurassic World Evolution 3. Put me up here. Throw this over here so I can read chat. I'm not going to be on this long, especially if there's not a whole lot of activity going on in the chat. But the main topic today is the madness of modular gaming. And so we are just going to look at the workshop. So Jurassic World Evolution 3 has a modular building system. Let's actually go to my sandbox park that I have. Just to kind of give you guys a little warm up of what the modular building stuff entails. And also, I'll show off my exhibits that I have finished. Any day now. Load screens on this game are kind of ridiculous. Alright, so this is my park so far. Do I have 2 innovation centers? Why do I have 2 innovation centers? Completely fenceless T-Rex here. Using steep drop-offs and cliffs to box him in. Anyway, let's go to this little area where I can show you so we have hundreds, if not thousands, of little pieces. Here's all the bamboo structures. Bricks. Second kind of brick. Chuck 'em. Concrete. These are just the wall types. Copper. Glass. Oh, I need to use more glass. I'm not actually good with the whole modular stuff. Q said, media, someone needs to mod the Jurassic game so that instead of Jurassic, it's Ice Age. You can raise nothing but glyptodons. There's a game called Prehistoric Kingdom that is another game like this, but it has dinosaurs from, or not dinosaurs. It does have dinosaurs, but it has stuff from all over. Just all over the spectrum. You know, it has mammoths and mastodons and saber-toothed tigers, dinosaurs, dimetrodons, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, so let's just build a very simple plaster building here. So we can have that as the gateway. That, then we'll have like rotates 90 degrees. We can edit each one of these pieces to, if we wanted to put a little bit more curve on it. Let's make the floor bricks, concrete. Yeah, you have to put in each piece one at a time. Let's oh, oh. Have a look at this. Let's go back to our floors. Recently got T-Rex 32 says, recently got my first set of rewards from the Cyberzoic Kickstarter, and I'm determined to try make some of the armor pieces in this. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I think we talked about this during a prior stream. Definitely interested in checking those out. Okay. Well, we'll leave this part open and we'll put in a planter. Something like we'll make it big. Can I make it any bigger than that? No. So like that, and then let's put in the Spinosaurus skeleton model. I wish they had more skeletons. I would really like to just have different skeletons on display. It only has a couple of the like ones that show up in the actual movie. Let's keep the door open for now. I find one that's same material as the I don't know why. I don't know why it kicked me back over there. got Japanese-inspired roofs. Let's go with metal. Carefully put it on there. Is this even gonna be tall enough? Oh, I didn't make the roof tall enough. Oh well. I just wanted to demonstrate some of the things you can do, some of the options that you have. Now let's visit the workshop. Now that you got a little bit of a taste of some of the stuff that they got, trending. Let's just go to browse. We got people who've built entire parks on the workshop. So we have this is a heavily mechanized security vehicle. What is it? What exactly does it do? Is it just for display? And a lot of people have just done park builds. Crashed airplane. GP guest shelter. Small T-Rex statue. Someone just shrunk the one that we got by default. (2,471) pages of this. So we'll find something interesting and just take a look at it. Or, hold on. So I got a couple. Should be on my Twitter. Someone built this using that same modular building system. So here's the mech. Get him up on his feet. Yeah, looks like this is... Looks like it's got some cargo containers. I don't know how they did the hands. That's a tire. So someone found all these little modular pieces. Even a little chair. Like, I understand, like, running into some of the stuff, but I don't know how someone found all these little bitty assets using that same system that I was just using to put together this very basic half-finished thing, and they managed to put everything together in a way that looks like this. This is autism at its finest. This is what I wanted to show off. Stuff like this. I don't know why the one thing isn't loading. And of course the workshop isn't wanting to work. Oh. Well, that just crashed, so I guess we're not doing that. I just really want to play the game for a bit. This is probably going to end up being, because of that, this is probably going to end up being my shortest live show today, because I really didn't have anything else to talk about other than yeah, I really didn't have anything else to talk about other than just the fact that people have built. You know what? Let's go on Twitter. I'll just show them on Twitter. Yeah. I'll do this for about 10 minutes, and then that'll be fine. That'd be fine for the live show. If I just do this for about 10 minutes. So here we got... people have been messing around with the terrain tools. That's another just big... so with the terrain tools, I feel like are way more intuitive and way easier to do about things that you want. Like you kind of saw from my park, I built some pretty elaborate waterfalls and some plateaus, some elevated positions, some trenches. Oh, I'm sure they're making Dinotopia thing. So, just off the top of my head, a couple of things that I've seen. I've seen the Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated building. I've seen the Bass Pro Shop Pyramid that's in Memphis. I want to make the Arch. That's something I'm kind of wanting to do eventually in my park, is create like a replica of the St. Louis Arch. And then whenever I do that, I'll of course share to the workshop. I'll share anything that I am proud of to the workshop. Uh, this looks like it's just from the island generator. This is the kind of topography that I've seen on the randomly generated islands. Yeah, someone made a Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, or no, Jurassic Park the game, the mobile game. They built enclosures based on the mobile game. Obviously, I don't like doing stuff like this. I like building safari parks with a lot of tours. Easiest build ever. the trespasser monolith. Coop asked, talk about what the best Thanksgiving dish is since that's coming up. I like turkey. Just I'm basic. Here, yep. Here's the Dr. Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. They built this in Jurassic World. Someone someone found the time to dye his pieces these specific colors and put in that and get it all lined up and with the right, like, this is just insane. And they used the Science Center as a base. So if you use like one of the pre-built buildings as your foundation, it'll have the function of that building. Like, it won't just be decoration. And so you'll be able to see like people going in and out of it as well. Uh, Smiling Friends presents the Bill Nye Memorial Balloon Tour. They used Balloon Tour obviously for the basis of this. Uh, Death isn't scary at all. I don't watch Smiling Friends, but I understand that that is a reference. People have made some alterations to the nests. Uh, I've only done nests and breeding and stuff like in the campaign and in. I haven't really done much of the challenges yet. Basic tunnels. I've seen people build caves in the game. Like a food truck. Oh, this is the dinosaur auction. Like, who in their right mind? The answer is no one, but who in their right mind would ever sit down and watch Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom enough to like know what this looks like by, just from memory, and then spend the time required to put in all the chairs and all the light fixtures and the cage and also have an Indoraptor in it. Like, that's ridiculous. So like, these sorts of things trigger a type of person that I will never be. Just pure weaponized madness. Like, uh, there's no better way to put it than just absolute autism. So like, this is something I could build. Like, I could do this. I actually have something similar to this because I think this fountain piece is all one piece. So all they had to do was put in the bushes and the T-Rex statue, the middle piece, and then the bronze piece is all one piece. People build like a treetop trails attraction. Wonder what the yeah, and they used viewing platform as a basis. Ooh, that's actually, so I wonder if I use the Biosyn viewing platform, if I could have this be like actually functioning. Like, as far as the park's functionality goes, the the Hyperloop system would connect it at the bottom. But if I have like walkways I can put in, I don't have the patience for that. That's what I said. Like, I don't have the patience for that kind of stuff. Yeah, you can recolor everything. Like, that's the same Tyrannosaurus statue from earlier. Should look into doing that. There's so many things that I want to build and so many things I want to do. But I don't have the patience to build it myself, so I keep waiting for people to build the things I have in mind, and then I can go and just steal the shit. It's not stealing. It's all public for a reason. Here's the Bass Pro Shop. Ducks Unlimited Waterfowling Heritage Center. The They did it. The crazy son of a bitch, they actually did it. Someone built a whole goddamn mansion. Like, there's so many different curves and pillars and stuff, and they have to have it all lined up perfectly. Like, I don't understand how they do this. This is from Evolution Square. She's a pretty prolific YouTuber who plays this game a lot. Uh, Multi-tier tower. I want to do something like this too. They use terrain tools and then rock formations. The Hammond Mansion. Crashed airplane from Jurassic Park 3. What airplane part? Where are the airplane parts? And that's all that's loading up for me. Alright. That was very brief. Didn't go exactly the way I wanted it to, but like I said, I didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare anything. I do actually have to get going here in about 15 minutes, regardless. Like even if I was had more stuff planned, more stuff to do, like I'd have to wrap it up in the next 15 minutes anyway. Shame that the game crashed. I would like to play more of that tonight. Doing a stream would give me an adequate excuse to keep playing my new favorite dinosaur game. But anyway, join me next week when we talk all about Hazbin Hotel, because that's gonna take a while. I got a lot of thoughts on Hazbin Hotel, and I could relay some of those now, but I'd rather save it for its own dedicated episode. Until next time, thank you all for watching.